The end of the world has rarely looked this elegant. The Cloisters Apocalypse was painted in Normandy around 1320, most likely near the city of Coutances. 72 miniatures illustrate the revelation of St. John. The subject is cosmic destruction, and yet the figures move with the controlled gestures of a courtly romance. That contrast defines the book. The imagery draws on the English tradition of illuminated apocalypses, and it sits close to two continental relatives, the Val-Dieu Apocalypse and the Apocalypse of Saint Victor. But the Cloisters artist works with unusual restraint. Stranger still, the manuscript opens with 8 scenes from the infancy of Christ, from the Annunciation to the flight into Egypt. That may reflect the wishes of the book's original owners, an unidentified noble couple who seem to have chosen this cycle over the more common scenes from the life of St. John that usually introduce apocalypse manuscripts. Then John appears on Patmos. He reclines on an island surrounded by water while a divine command descends toward him. He must write what he sees. Throughout the book, John becomes our guide. Sometimes he stands inside the vision, elsewhere he remains outside the frame, watching the scene just as we do. The manuscript that survives today is also an incomplete one. 8 leaves are missing, ones containing 16 miniatures and a large stretch of text. Someone later copied the missing words onto plain paper in a hurried hand. 2 more pages were trimmed at the top, cutting away 4 additional images. One surviving miniature turned out to hold an unexpected clue. Here, the souls of the martyrs gather beneath an altar, while angels distribute white robes. Along the altar cloth are 6 tiny coats of arms. Several have been connected with Norman knights who lived within roughly 35 miles of Coutances. These small heraldic details support the theory that the book was painted there. The book's story doesn't end in Normandy, though. On the final dedication page, a man and a woman kneel before their patron saints. Their shields were scraped away. Under ultraviolet light, the faint traces connect the woman to the Norman de Montigny family. Other shields were added later, after the book had been bound. Someone closed it too soon, and the wet paint left faint mirror images on the facing page. One of those later shields belonged to the von Butikon family of Switzerland, which suggests the apocalypse reached the collegiate abbey of Zofingen sometime before 1386. How it traveled from Normandy to Switzerland, we don't know for certain. The clues survive in erased heraldry, transferred paint, and the faint traces left by the people who once owned the book. The facsimile was published by CM Editors in Spain in 2025.